I want to welcome everybody on behalf of Nerds on Site, the Blue Water Area Chamber, and Kate's Downtown Cafe. Appreciate everybody taking the time to come out and meet with us. This is our very first Tech Soup Lunch and Learn in partnership with the Chamber, and we're going to be trying to do these at least once a month. And come on in, grab a sandwich and sit down. We're just getting rolling. So real quickly, I'm going to just ask if you want to go around the room. I know I've met everybody, but just real quickly, raise your hand, give us your name, tell us where you're from so you can all get to know each other. And we'll start with you, Brett, right?
Yep, I'm Brett Pulte from Sprint Store in Marysville.
Here you go, Michael.
Mike Helmet of Prime Office Innovation.
Janine from Sanbade Massage.
Lucille, Change Your Mind Hypnosis.
Joyce.
Joyce Doyle from the Yellow Book. I'm Dawn from the Richmond Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm Michelle from Sanctum Contracting.
Ryan Larson from Council on Aging.
Carol Bello from Blue Water Area Transportation.
Dave Frazier, Blue Water Transit.
Same place, by the way, bro. And Greg, don't be shy. Come on in, Greg from Comcast. All right, and then for those that haven't met, the rest of our local nerds back there, we'll get to them in just a quick second. So we came up with this idea to doing a lunch and learn because technology changes daily, and it's always hard to keep our clients informed of what's going on. So we thought this might be a good way to do that. Come in and just casually have a little bit of lunch and learn about something new. Very informal. Again, bear with us. This is our first attempt at doing this. We're testing a little bit of new technology with video conferencing here. So I've got some people I'm going to introduce in a minute. But again, this is kind of trial and error, and we hope to perfect it as we go. And we're going to be, again, offering these hopefully on a monthly basis here. If the participation turns out to be as well as this first one, we'll probably move next door to a bigger room if we get more than this many people in here. So, again, thanks for coming. We'll get going here real quick. My name, again, is David Everett with Nerds on Site. I'm going to tell you just a little bit about our company in a minute. I have with me our local nerds, Jason Quinn, John Lessick, and Dave Bourne back in the far back there. We're all here locally in town. We're independent contractors with Nerds on Site. Every one of us is our own business. We have our own set of skills, own expertise, and we work together as a team, and we do that worldwide. With Nerds on Site, we're an international company in 10 countries now, and we've got just literally guys with every kind of expertise in the technology field that you can imagine. And that's what is different about our company as compared to most IT companies. We leverage each other's skills. We work together on projects. We have different teams that specialize, some of them in software development, some of them in network engineering, just the gamut. We've just recently built a managed services team and got all of our experts on that team to kind of manage the client servers and that type of thing. So that's just a little bit about us and how we operate. We have an 800 number. If you ever need anything and you don't know a specific nerd's cell phone number, you can always call that 800 number and it will get routed to us so we can get back to you quickly. I'd like to introduce my co-host for today's event. His name's Dennis Hausneck. Dennis is with Nerds on Site. He manages our data center. So all of our servers, all of our stuff that run our company, Dennis is in charge of. Lucky man. And he's also the CTO for Waterloo Security. I think I said that right. Yep, Waterloo Security, which they do security assessments. They go into companies and try to hack in with permission to see how good your security is and do those kinds of assessments and help you find any vulnerabilities in your security. So Dennis is going to be helping present today. Then I've also got another one of our nerds with us in Indianapolis, I believe, and that's David Slide. David's here. There you go. Wave, David. David's new with us recently. He's wanting to put these events on in his location, so he's kind of sitting in today with a couple of his people, and they're going to participate kind of virtually with us. So thanks, David. Good to see you. Glad you could be with us. The reason that we're here today is to talk a little bit about, disaster recovery. We're going to get into that a little bit. I'm going to ask in a second here for David to turn the lights back on real quick. Actually, we'll do that now. If you would, come around, flip the lights on. So I've kind of, in my wonderful artistic way, have simulated XYZ company. This is a company, this is their building, their location. They have a server. On the server, they have a bunch of data, accounting data, CRM, all their customer information, all their documents, all their email. There could be obviously a lot more than that.
There you go.
Can you see that?
Mhm.
Okay, sorry. So this is just a simulation of a typical company. It could be anybody. I would be curious to know, since we're going to be talking a little bit about data backup and how people do things, and I know you all back up your critical data. So in a weird way, we're just going to say what would happen if, let's just say, you know, something came through and corrupted your documents. Could be user, you know, you accidentally deleted something, could be a virus. There's all kinds of ways that kind of stuff could happen. So if you lost your documents, hopefully you've got some way to retrieve those, right? You backed them up somehow. All the different ways that can cause you problems, we're going to kind of hit on, you know, same thing. Something came through, either corrupted this, all your customers, you lost them all, whatever. You might have an email server. What if the server just crashed, hardware wise, went down? What would that do to your business? Okay. And then what we've experienced a little bit here in town recently is one of our local attorneys, you know, Hurricane Sandy comes through, boom, building's gone, right? Fire destroys everything. So just kind of give you a weird example of what could happen. Let's just say, you know, it was even worse than that. There goes Crime Office, man, it's gone. Hurricane Sandy was worse than we thought. Oh no, what are you gonna do? So here's your business, okay? Kind of a mess. How do we recover from that? Here, let's say it's Crime Office. How are you gonna be back up and running? What are you gonna do? The building's gone, everything's gone, all right? What do you think that's gonna do to your business? You're gonna have some downtime, obviously, right? You may have your data backed up. Hopefully, Prime's got a good backup system. Their data may be safe, but the building's gone. They got to move somewhere else. They got to go try to, you know, recreate what they had. Can anybody today recreate that data for me right now? Let's just say we're down. We're all a company. We got to get back up and running. How can anybody remember everything that was up here? Who has good memory? What did we have? We had a building, right? That's
Then you had
gone.
your server,
We had a server.
Email server.
You know the name of the server?
XYZ.
No,
I mean,
that was
that's
the
the
company.
company.
Building, yeah.
The server was just called server,
Yeah,
right?
it's called
Okay.
server.
We had email, right? What else did we have?
Customers.
Customers.
Documents.
Okay. Now,
Personal,
what was in that documents folder? Do you know?
all my documents.
Yeah, but which one? I need one of those. Like right now, I got a client waiting for that contract. Who knows? Can anybody here recreate all that data right now? I'll give you $5 if you can recreate that data right now for me. Nerds, look at nerds back there. You can recreate the data right now. Okay. Smart out. So you got nerds are disqualified from the $5. Sorry. All right. So you got a picture. You got a picture of this. Prove it. So this is the IT guy for XYZ company, and he's got us covered, right? You backed up our data. Oh, okay. So we got a server. Well, it's hard to read, but we have accounting, we have CRM, we have docs, and we have email. All right. So I need to use that data right now. I need the email. Can you get that back up here for me?
Sure.
When can you have that back up here?
Might take a little while, but get it back up there.
I need it now. I have a big contract. I need it now.
Might
Can you
take
do
a
that?
while to get the server back up and running, probably
All right.
take a day or so.
Go back to the server room, IT guy. That doesn't help me. So you can see right now, even though he's got our data backed up, we can't use it yet, right? I mean, it's right now it's useless to me. I need the data now. I need that contract, whatever it might be, the email. So what we want to talk a little bit about today is how do we plan for this stuff? How do we prepare? So when that happens, in Prime Office, looks like this. How do we get them back up and running so they're functional, so their business survives, so they can be running again quickly?
They call you?
Well, hopefully, but what would you think? Just curious. How much downtime do you think that scenario would cost the company? The building's gone, everything's gone.
About a month.
About a month. Anybody else guess? You can think about your company or company clients of yours. I mean, what Blue Water Transit's one of my biggest companies. If the building was gone, C&G building blew up, how long do you think we could be back up and running, functioning? 4 hours? Does that sound realistic, anybody? Yeah.
With you guys, probably about 10 minutes. If you're all backed up properly and everything's in the cloud, so they just flip a switch, you're ready to rock.
How much did I tell you I would pay you to say that?
From other meetings.
It is possible. We have ways, there's technology out there, there's ways that you could literally be back up and running in less than 60 minutes. Now, Dennis gets nervous when I say this, but he's the guy that can make sure that that happens for you. So literally, if the building was burned, we had to move, right? We're on our way. We're going to set up somewhere temporary. Boom. Within 60 minutes, we can have our data back. We can be functioning. We can be running. And we can, most importantly, still be in business. So that's a weird little representation. All of our data is there. Everything that we had looks the same, doesn't it?
It's in camera.
They don't need to see me.
You just yelled at me.
Who yelled at me?
Nobody.
There. Do you believe me? There's our data. David, it's back.
There it is.
All right. So again, just a goofy graphical representation of what we can do for you. I'll leave that up. So how does that happen? That's what we want to talk about. I just killed you. Sorry. I don't need that. All right. So this is where we're going to put Dennis on the spot. So today's topic is all about, business disaster recovery. That's the scenario. It can be that way for any business, large or small. I mean, we're all one-man operations. Everything I do is right here. Okay, my whole business runs from here. So my scenario is a lot different than Blue Water Transit. I mean, literally everything I do is in the cloud. If this laptop gets stolen, I can go grab my iPad. All my stuff's there. I can function. But I have some challenges there too. And just like you guys, my data is very critical. So in this scenario, insurance is going to build them a new building. They're going to get new equipment. They're going to have, hopefully their employees weren't in the building when it burned, whatever. All that stuff's replaceable. But those data files, those customers, those documents, maybe the documents might be in a file drawer. Maybe they survived in a fireproof safe, doubtfully, but your customer information, your critical data, the stuff that you depend on for your business, no insurance company can replace that. Okay. They can't. They can reward you financially, but they can't recreate that for you. So how do we do that? That's what we're here to find out today. So I'm again going to turn this over to Dennis Hausnick. Introduce Dennis. Again, he runs our data center for Nerds on Site. So he's in charge of making sure I don't ever lose my data. How's that going, Dennis?
All right. Well, thank you, David. Appreciate that. Yeah, as David just said, it's one of my jobs is to make sure that not just all of Nerds on Site's data, but a lot of data that Nerds on Site stores and processes for clients is backed up and is recoverable should an event such as the ones that David described take place. I also work with Waterloo Security. We work a lot with data breach and data security, but backup and disaster recovery is an important part of what we do. We work with a lot of insurance companies who provide cyber liability insurance. And so, we work on and reducing their risk so that they have some loss prevention and don't end up paying out as much money in claims.